So you're doing business around the globe. Well, it's very important that you mind your global business etiquette, right? I know. Stay tuned. I have 3 really good tips for you when you're doing business globally. Well, welcome. It's Heidi and we are talking global business today. Yes, that's very exciting. We're meeting again, sometimes even in person, and it's important, just as important as your business is. You want it to be successful. Well, then you need to know about the etiquette in that particular culture. Even online, this can be very important. So do research. Really research this culture because you never ever want to offend. Number one rule in etiquette: never offend, because you want this business deal to go through. You want to be a big success, right? But you need to know some etiquette. You need to know a little bit about the values and the belief and the culture of the environment in which you're trying to do business. So I have 3 basic but really important tips for you that will set you on the path for success. Okay, so let's talk about this business global etiquette. Number one, I think you need to think about handshakes or not. Does this culture, is it okay for you to actually shake someone's hand? Is some cultures, it would be inappropriate to shake a woman's hand. In certain cultures, under certain circumstances, you need to know that. Okay, let's say you're going to culture, yes, they shake hands, that's fine. All right, well, do they look each other in the eye or not? Or just for a moment and then look away? We need to research that. Okay, we're shaking hands though, but let's say we're going to make eye contact. Okay, well, how firm should the handshake be? It differs around the world. How long should the handshake be? That differs around the world. Maybe it's not a handshake at all. Maybe it's a little air kiss. Well, in certain places like Belgium, it's right, left, right, okay? And you could shake hands as well. That would be appropriate also. But there are places when you go to Asia where perhaps you're bowing, and there is etiquette involved with bowing, how far you bow, the different degrees for the different levels of respect. So that's something to know. So when you're doing business globally, check the greeting. How do you shake hands, or you bow, a little air kiss? What is appropriate? You want to start the meeting on the right foot and be aware of hierarchies. Yes, there are some, especially in Asia, there are hierarchies. Say you're doing business in Japan, you need to know that you start with the highest ranking person, and you need to know who the highest ranking person is, and then you go down through the ranks while you're shaking hands. Important things. They're little things, I know, but these little business etiquette things can make or break your meeting. So you want to be successful. Okay, number 2, let's talk about business cards and documents. I know you say, Heidi, so simple. Well, maybe not. Okay, so Japan, we're using that example. Okay, in Japan, business card etiquette is very important. I'm an American, United States. You don't see as many business cards anymore. There are a lot of apps you can exchange information, different ways, just exchange phone numbers. It can be that casual. We're much more casual. Well, in a place, say Tokyo for our example, business cards are very important, and your business card needs to be up to par. It should be in English on one side, and it should be in Japanese on the other side. And when you present your business card, I have a whole video about it. I'll leave a link below. You present it with 2 hands, and the writing in Japanese is up and legible, readable to the receiver, okay? And you would receive their card in the same way, and you watch the video, you'll understand all the intricacies involved, and there are intricacies. So check the business card etiquette in the culture in which you're going. Make sure you do not, that can be very offensive and you had no idea. So please check my video out. It's very helpful, and do some research. The same with documents. There are parts of the world, if you're handing, say you have actual documents to hand to someone, diplomatic world, that's always two hands, just like the Japanese business cards. In the diplomatic world, take a page from their book. It's always two hands, top two corners, and you hands to something to someone. There are parts of the world, let's just say you pick up something, gosh, I don't know, let's say I have a document here. Let's say I'm going to hand this document to someone, and I'm in the Middle East, or perhaps I'm in India, and I have my left hand, and I just it's handy here, I pick it up and I hand it to them. Well, that would be very offensive, because using your left hand in certain cultures, parts of the Middle East, in India, parts of India, that is considered extremely rude, because the left hand is seen as somewhat used for bathroom business, if you will. So be aware of the customs, and you won't make any faux pas, because again, this is basic stuff, but it's very important. And my third top tip for you when you're doing business around the world, for etiquette to mind, is what you're wearing. You can walk in, before you even try to shake hands, kiss, or bow, and you walk in the wrong thing, the whole meeting has been turned upside down. The whole tone has just changed. You just burst the balloon, took the air right out of it, because you're in the wrong thing. So be aware. Some places are very casual and some places are not. I know you don't see in the United States, well, you see some men with ties, but not always. It's waning. I know, I just was reading how much that is waning, around the world in many places, but there are other places where it is still very required. It is expected for respect, because isn't that the core of etiquette? Respect. So you want to be respectful. Do some research. In Asia, you're still wearing ties for the men. Women, it can be very gender specific about your attire around the world. There are parts of the world where it's inappropriate to show too much skin. It's best tip, dress modestly. You'll be okay everywhere. Some places, maybe your hair needs to be covered. Do some research before you go. So when you walk in for your meeting, you walk in perfectly dressed for the occasion, for the culture, for the time of day, for everything. All of these considerations, you've already thought of it. You're dressed perfectly. You know how to hand documents or business cards with each other, and you know how to shake, how long, how firm, or not, and you know exactly what to do. So there are so many more things we could talk about on this subject. Cultures are so fascinating, but do a little research on all of these things. And if you'd like more, we can go on for a long time talking about all the different relationships with cultures have with time and space and power distribution, and be happy to do all that with you. Drop me a comment. All right. Hope this helps while you're out there doing business globally. Good for you. All right. As I always say, thank you for watching, and please be kind. Thank you.